Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
I don't know what's going on with this volume of the band. They're all over the place. One day they're too loud, the next day they're not quite loud enough. Gotta fire the band. Fire the band. I didn't get fired yesterday. I should have been fired, but I didn't get fired. I don't know if it's just me. Probably just me. Oh, good morning, folks. It is Monday, your favorite day of the week, January 29th, 2024. Miraculously, no shots have been fired yet in the Civil War II that is pending. Listen, a couple of people from the military who have, some of them that have been on the show, have contacted me and said basically their opinion is that there's no way the National Guard is going to fire upon United States military. And I came back with, all it takes is one. All it takes is one idiot to get a little anxious and pull a trigger without an order, and we've gone too far. It's a tricky thing because you have a lot of yahoos out there, and we've avoided it till now. There is a lot of pressure on Speaker of the House Mike Johnson to get on board. Biden is willing to sign a border security bill right now. Mitch McConnell has the Senate ready to pass the bill. The Congress was ready until Donald Trump said, no, don't do it. Don't do it because that would not be good for me because I need to be reelected to keep myself out of jail. Listen, if we are in a country where enough people are willing to go to war for Donald Trump, we deserve to lose this country. But the reality of it is most of the states, 25 governors and Jim Abbott, can't afford to go without the United States government. They can't make it on their own. It's like your kids saying they don't like daddy's rules. It just can't work. They can't survive on their own. They don't have the funds. They don't have any kind of infrastructure to take care of themselves. Their children, they're not seeing that. But again, even if Abbott does not order the National Guard from Texas to fire upon United States troops, all it takes is one Yahoo. Now, I've had one of these Yahoos approach us on this program. He was running for president. His name is Anthony Hudson. And I told him he was a flake for thinking he was running for president. No, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely seeing it through and then he was a no-show because he decided he couldn't win for president. He basically promised that he was going to see it through to the end and didn't make it 3 weeks before chickening out. Now he's running for Congress. He's posted a video on TikTok about what his intentions are. And I'm just to point out that there are yahoos out there. Now, the other day on Facebook, I posted the Pledge of Allegiance. The thing is, these people who are talking about taking up arms against the United States of America are the first ones who insist their children pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands. They also are the people who insist that we play the national anthem at every game. They are for and pro-America all the way. Make America great again, but we're taking up arms against America. It's for one man. So let me just play the clip and then I'll come back and talk about it.
So right now, the eyes of this country are watching the state of Texas as the Texas National Guard is standing up against the federal government. They are blocking federal agents from getting into Shelby Park and Eagle Pass so that they can't get to the immigrants so we can load them on buses and send them all over the country. Nah, we're done with that, says the governor of Texas. We're done with that. We're done allowing illegal immigrants into our state that wander off into our country and rape and murder people within our society. We're done with the drugs and the weapons and the cartel getting into our country to hurt the American people. That's what Governor Abbott has said, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. When are you going to stand up against our government? It's all about the numbers. As Americans throughout history, we have fought to win. We don't surrender and fail. And right now, we have the numbers to stand up to our government. We have the numbers to go down to Eagle Pass, Texas, and stand with the Texas National Guard to prove a point that our government is no longer in control of us. We control our own fate. We control our own life. We control our future. But nothing happens if you sit on your couch and say, I stand with you, Mr. Hudson. I stand with Greg Abbott, and I stand with Texas. You have to be willing to go out there and prove your point. Like I said, we have the numbers. We cannot fail. We have to do what's right by the American people, by our children, by our grandparents, by ourselves, so that we're all guaranteed tomorrow, so that our future and our freedoms are protected. Talk is cheap.
Yeah, talk is cheap.
You ready to go down and do something about it?
Where are you?
If something happens in my state of Texas, my home state of Texas.
Oh, you're not there?
I'll be on the first flight down there to stand with the people, to fight
and you know,
and push the government back. Are you willing to do the same?
Who makes sure that flight is safe? Who makes sure that flight he needs to take? He's not there. Mr. Resolve, I'm going to run for president. And 3 weeks later, chickened out. You see what kind of resolve that guy has. So he's not going down to Texas. He wants you to go down to Texas. But he's a Yahoo, and all it takes is one to pull a trigger to start a war. Now, it should be noted that in Jordan, 3 American troops were killed and dozens injured by an Iranian airstrike against America. These people who would normally be thinking that is our priority to deal with Iran and the terrorist attacks on U.S. Soldiers, American soldiers would be the priority. But no, we're talking about firing upon American soldiers on American soil by people who are dependent on the American government. Again, he's going to take a flight down there. Who certifies your flights to be safe? Who do the air traffic controllers work for? Who does the security for your flight down to Texas. Oh, not Texas. It's not Colorado, his home state. So the guy's a total fucking moron. Anthony Hudson, if you're out there, you still have an invitation to come on the program and get your ass kicked verbally. Or if you want to show up in person, we could do that. We could do that. So that's where we are now. Moving on. If Taylor Swift makes you not a football fan because of her presence at football games, I suggest you were never a football fan to begin with. Now, I'm not a football fan, nor am I a Taylor Swift fan. But the outrage and the I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift's going to be there. These people are fucking insane. They're fucking insane. Just don't pay attention. Or you know what? Every time she comes on the screen, fucking jack off. But be serious, folks. You're letting. And now here's the big conspiracy theory here with the knuckleheads. The guys think it's an op that the federal government made Taylor Swift go after this football player because it's a Democratic operative. It's a deep state op in order to make you, I don't know, follow. Taylor Swift's not running for president. She is trying to get people registered to vote, young people registered to vote. If that is a deep state op, and they got this Travis Kelce or whatever the fuck his name is to play along, you know, get some good pussy. Well, I don't know if it's good pussy. It could be really bad pussy because you would think a billionaire with rock star boyfriends could keep one of them. So maybe it's not, but just get some for the deep state. Good for that. You know what? But listen, if you're a football fan, stay a football fan. Don't let a celebrity ruin it for you. That's my point here. Now, looks like Willie is back in Gnome Land, the land of Gnome, and probably with his typically bad connectivity, but he's back. And GD is also here. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and almost in sync. Very good. I like. What, you have a cup? You have a cup, and you have something to say.
Yeah, I do. Good morning, everybody. Is your Sunday morning as empty as my cup? Well, join the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll in the Church of Last Resort every Sunday morning live and fill your cup, fill your soul. So far, 16 episodes without an incident.
16, right?
Now, when you say incident, do you mean child molestation?
It means whatever you need it to mean.
It is a church, after all.
It means whatever you need it to mean.
I think he means, what was the thing? It was something about supply and demand of sex or something yesterday. It was what the price of sex is, and inflation on the price of sex. Or sex is not immune to inflation when it comes to prices. Talking about abortion prices, condom prices, those kind of things, birth control. Very interesting.
I just want to say,
yes.
I laughed so hard at your turn from playing that Yahoo's video
to Taylor Swift
to talking about Taylor Swift. That turn you took there had me rolling, dude. I was like, what in the? Now we're talking about T Swifty? What the hell? Okay.
Well, I just want to. I was tired of talking about possible. Listen, this possible civil war thing has got me anxious, and it's got me.
Yeah, it's terrible. And that video was heartbreaking to watch, honestly.
That guy, he was running for president, and basically all it took was a look at the numbers for him to say, I can't win. This is the guy who's telling people, we have the numbers, and he thought he had the numbers to win.
In no uncertain terms, that guy, with that video, made himself an enemy of the state for sure. You know what I mean?
Like, he's got the flag upside down.
You did a call to arms. You're a fucking piece of shit. That's fucking... Listen,
What?
do I think that things need to change in this country? Of course I do, but I don't think that's the way to fucking accomplish it.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely
don't.
not.
You know,
Now,
and it's fucking terrifying.
To me, one of the amusing things is he says that Abbott they're not going to allow illegal immigrants to come into this country and roam around freely, raping, and that's why we're putting them on buses and sending them all around the country.
No, he said we're not going. No, he said we're not going to allow them to put them on buses anymore and send them all around the country. But listen, there. The thing is, there is a solution for the border problem. All it needs to do is Mike Johnson needs to say, let's take a vote on the deal we have, pass the bill, and then Biden is mandated to send certain numbers back immediately, like all of them, and that would basically satisfy all these people. They don't need to go out there and put razor wire in the water anymore. The other part of it is that where they're coming through is at Trump's wall. They're getting through at Trump's wall. So the people who are, we need a wall. Who's going to pay for that wall? The federal government was paying for that wall, but the wall has been proven ineffective because the very spot, and there yesterday I think there were 5,000 that came across through the wall that Trump built.
Right.
So there is a solution for it. They have an easy solution, but they'd rather make a stand about putting barbed wire in the water, which does nothing. And the other part of this is they're not fucking all murdered. Yes, there are some bad people that are getting across without a doubt.
Right.
But the majority of them are coming here desperate to fucking survive because where they're running from is hell.
A better life. Yeah.
So and humanity, man. Go ahead.
To shift it back to T Swifty, I got bad news for Kelly. She apparently didn't pay attention. The Lions lost last night, so that's not going to happen. There's not going to be no Detroit Lions in the.
She could still want them to win.
No Eminem T Swifty face off. That would have been cool though.
But she could still want them to win. She's allowed to want them to win, even though they're not playing.
They did not win. I thought they were. So I caught like a little bit before halftime. And then my wife and I was like, oh, the Lions are killing it. Well, we'll just start a movie then. And so we started a movie, and then we happened to go upstairs for a second, and they were playing the game, and San Francisco had just went ahead by 3. And I was like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, oh my God, I cannot believe. Listen, Detroit Lions fans, I just want you to know emphatically, you deserve to not go to the Super Bowl. If you're going to blow that big of a lead, the closest time you've ever gotten to getting there, and you're going to blow it like that, you don't deserve a Super Bowl.
Let me just tell you, Sam Morrill, I don't know if it's the funniest thing, but he nailed it. He said if it's a sports team's job to represent the city that they come from, Detroit is doing a great job because they're collapsing just like Detroit.
I mean, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah. So Saturday, segueing again, an extreme segue. But first of all, I just got to say, Taylor Swift is not working for the deep state. I promise you. That's just paranoia. There are drugs that deal with paranoia. Get some.
Get some.
I think Taylor Swift owns the deep state. She has enough money to buy the deep state and form her own state.
This guy Nick Adams said the reason she hooked up with Taylor Kelsey because he gets a $70,000 bonus for making the Super Bowl. Like, you realize Taylor Swift's a billionaire. She could buy the Kansas City Chiefs and shit them out and just throw them away.
Yeah. Oh my God, she could buy the Kansas City Chiefs and then fire her husband. That'd be great. Wouldn't that be a fun thing to do? Trade him to another team.
Allow me to segue again. An extreme change in segue. Jackie, our friend Jackie Martling, had a screening at the Long Island Music Hall of Fame on Saturday. I went to purchase a ticket Saturday, and it was all sold out. I couldn't believe it because I didn't think it had a chance in hell of selling out. So I contacted him, and I said, I called the venue because the guy who was all gung-ho about getting Jackie booked everywhere. I said, there's no more seats left. Can I buy a standing room only? He said, I can't for the not for the screening, which I've already seen the movie. He said, but if you want to come in for the Q&A and the meet and greet afterwards and cover that, just ask for me when you get to the door. So I did. And I got there in time for the curator of the Long Island Music Hall of Fame to give me a personal tour of the place and the Billy Joel exhibit. Now, I've never been a huge fan of Billy Joel, but the actual display, the exhibit they have there is fucking awesome. It's on par with anything that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. And I took some video of it. I'm going to put a little short documentary of that experience together. Then I went up to the meet and greet.
May I make one suggestion?
Yes.
When you do the video, not AI, when you edit it.
Oh no, I'm totally
edit the video.
I'm totally doing it that way.
Okay.
I actually wrote the script myself. Which generally I would let AI even write the script, but AI can't tell the story of me not being a Billy Joel fan, and not like I don't respect or admire Billy Joel's talent and what he has done with his career. I just never. He's not for me. But wow, really, really awesome display. But then I went up to the Jackie thing, the Q&A. And Jackie was fucking killing it as a storyteller. We know him as a joke teller, but he had a sold-out room there, and he was telling stories, and he was fucking killing it. And it just occurred to me that he has been looking for something new to do, and the Governors has this Thursday night in the Giggle Room. That is a perfect place for him to become Jackie the storyteller. I mean, it's late in life to make a complete transition in how you do things. But he fucking killed it. I mean, really killed it in the storytelling stuff. Stuff I didn't know about. He's what?
Well, I was going to say, he's great in the interviews and stuff. Like when he did, part of what was so cool about Birdcast is all the different stories and stuff that he would tell. I mean, he's a great storyteller all the time.
Right. Now, I think the Brendan Walsh World Record podcast with Jackie on it is due out today. I'm looking forward to that. He said it went really well, but then he was like, I don't know. I said, was he in a bee costume? He says, I didn't really notice. I'm not. I like you would notice if Brendan was in a fucking bee costume. How would you not notice that? I think he was. Just what the hell were you looking at? How could you not see a man in a full bee costume?
Did you bring it up for everybody, Danica?
No, just me.
Oh, by the way, Danica's in the background. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, the premiere of A Lord and His Lady. And it should be pretty flawless, I think, because it's two people in one room and they don't need to worry about delay issues with talking to other people. It should be really good. Our guest this morning is late. I think it might be a time zone issue. We have two guests, actually. One just booked last night, and this one should be funny. Fun, not funny. Dr. Leanna Wolf is a sex researcher, and she talks. She has on her website how-tos, and of course, I had to look at the anal sex one. According to her, human beings are the only animals that engage in anal sex, and why do we do it, and how do you do it?
That's horseshit all day. I've seen two male dogs fucking. So you tell me how the fuck that was happening.
They're not in the ass, though. They do it doggy style, but the dog's getting in the vagina, in the other dog's vagina. It's not in the ass.
No. I'm saying it was two male dogs. I know they were
two
both
male dogs.
And one got up on the other male dog. So what is happening? Where is it going? It's got to go somewhere, bro.
He's looking for the vagina.
I mean, it's not like I was in there checking it out.
Save that question. No. Shit. Save that question for her. Exactly how you just said it. Give that to her when she gets here at 10:15, Dr. Leanna Wolf.
I'll give it to her, all right.
Yeah. So she's got a book out now. I don't want to. Her book is 177 lovers and counting, and she talks about polygamy, polyamory, and all that kind of stuff. So it should be, yeah, it should be a good.
Jesus.
You're in your 20s? Get out of here. 20?
No, I said that was 177 lovers was in my 20s.
Oh, okay.
I was documented at like 176 in 2001.
Yeah. But so it should be an I'm thinking like, because she's I want trying to struggle to put this delicately. She's an older lady, like at least my age around, or maybe even a little older. So I'm thinking like it might be like a Dr. Ruth thing where we see this nice little old lady talking about anal sex and blowjobs and
that's
orgies,
high quality entertainment.
Right.
I lost an open mic to an 80-year-old lady that was talking about catching her grandson masturbating.
That's just all that. And masturbation is like that's an old one.
But
anyway,
when an 80-some-year-old granny's up there talking about masturbation, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So he's not here, and I'm a little reluctant to actually reach out to him. And he's an author. His book is. Let me just read you because it kind of confused me. Just the last paragraph. Maybe I should just go. No, just about this last sentence. He says his book is it blurs the line between literary and commercial fiction.
Yeah.
That part confuses me. Written from the perspective of a gay black man coming to terms with his sexuality, race, and class, a story about unique paths of love and difference leading to elevation and ultimately self-actualization. Anybody got like? Can you anybody translate that into easy dog language? Because I don't know what it.
So the first part is him saying, "Hey, I'm going to write a book about something I know absolutely nothing about, and it's a perspective of somebody I wouldn't talk to in a million years."
Wait a minute, he's gay and black, I think. So how does he know?
Okay, all right. I was wondering. The first part made me think that it's.
What? TD, you got something to say about this?
I just said my perspective is a little bit different than Willie's, just slightly askew, just slightly different. I was thinking that he wrote that from a perspective of he's got like a PhD, a DD. He's got a lot of letters after his name. And so he wrote it using a lot of the words that he used in those classes. And if he were to re-say it, like he would, if he broke it, like if he was at the barbershop talking to some friends, he probably would say it differently. So we should ask him how he would say it at the barbershop.
That's good stuff.
Understand.
Save that question. I'm doing a lot of that.
Because I had different questions. Because he's not coming. So.
Well, I'm going to reach out to him now. I'll play a commercial. And then while I'm playing the commercial, I'll reach out to him and see if he's coming. He can't come if he shows up at 10:15 because he's not doing the time zones correctly. I'm just gonna say no, you can't because you fucked up, and we have a new guest at 10:15. Sorry, learn to work a clock.
What if he comes at 10:12?
We'll give him a 3-minute interview. How's your book? What does this sentence mean? Now get the fuck out. What am I playing here for a commercial? Let's go with the turbo again. I like the turbo thing because it's got the red button that makes me. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one and demonstrate it below the desk. I'm gonna get a turbo and put it on down here and press the button.
I think you should get one for the whole crew.
The whole crew.
We all need
all three.
I don't want one. You can have mine. I don't want one. You can have mine. I'm happy.
If you send me one, I'll give it to Matt Rife.
Well, wow.
He likes it when people bring sex toys to his shows.
Well, GD, you don't have to need one, but it would be good if you could use one just once and give the audience perspective on how it works, and you don't know until you've tried it.
Don't let it scare you, GD. Nobody's
Yeah.
scared.
He's not scaring me. He's not scaring me.
You're
First
scared.
of all, I don't think those things are one size fits all.
Chicken out. He
So-
ran away. Chicken out. What?
Okay, call me Sir
Chicken
Robin, and
out.
I ran away. Ran
He
away.
did chicken out. He did chicken out.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
There's the button. Push the button. Oh. Oh, whoa, that's good. Wow. Yeah, that turbo. Anyway, so yeah, check that out at what is it, tracysdog.com. You can get yourself a turbo, and get one for Dad. And you know what? Valentine's
Father's
Day
Day is coming up.
no, Valentine's Day is coming up. So you can. There's a whole wide array of things you can get for your lover.
I think I was conceived on Valentine's Day.
Jackie's birthday is Valentine's Day. You don't care. Anyway,
No, I think conception is more important than the birthday.
You guys
yes, somebody's been doing their math homework. Who's a good calculator? Yes.
Yeah, it's
November.
about right.
That comes from when I was growing up. Even though there were times that I distinctly remember, there were times where my worksheet for my math class would say "can use calculator." They would literally put it on the worksheet, "can use calculator." If I was at home doing my homework, my dad would not allow me to use my calculator. He was like, "Your calculator gotta be up here." That was like so. Yeah.
I got so caught up in.
But I'm not like great. I'm not fabulous, but I could do simple stuff.
Matt, you and I are about the same age, give or take a few drugs.
Yeah.
Did you learn to use what's it called, a slide rule? Remember before the calculator?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you talking about the abacus?
No, it's talking about slide rule. I'm looking for this guy's John Welsh's email. I forgot to do it because I grabbed a little bit extra coffee and then I forgot to come back and I was so goofing around.
You're pretending to be
oh, you know, wait, did somebody just pop in? No, I heard a noise. I thought it was a puppet.
Well, what you heard was the top on my thing. I did this.
Oh, okay. This is actually from a reliable publicist. This guy. So I'm really surprised he's not here because she doesn't screw up. She's very good. Oh well. You guys talk amongst yourself while I type something.
Well,
Okay.
Kelly
Willie,
mentioned in here they have some new advertisements out. Did you guys happen to notice those? That I think I put it out yesterday. I put out for my February shows. I did some shirtless photo shooting yesterday. It was great. It was a lot of fun. You ever do that for your shows, GD? Take your clothes off?
Wow.
When I was a stripper, yeah.
No, I mean nowadays for your comedy stuff.
No, nobody wants to see this.
Nobody wants to see this either, but I did it.
Yeah. Now,
I give the audience what I think they want and would enjoy. So
No, that's not what you've said before.
I like to get the audience.
Now maybe there's
yeah.
contradictory quotes from GD here, but I remember distinctively that you said you didn't give a fuck about making the audience laugh. You did it for yourself.
What the audience wants or what they care. Yeah. I remember hearing him say that. You're not crazy.
Where?
No, you are crazy.
No, well, I could. Both things can be true at once. I could be fucking crazy as
say, yes.
Yeah, I could be crazy as fuck, but you definitely said that.
That's
at least in the annals of my memory.
Yes, and both statements that I said are true. I do give them. I want them to have a good time. They came to have a good time, and I want them to have a good time. Now, whether or not someone left a particular joke or story, I'd write some stories for a certain segment of the audience. Like I said, in my mind, the audience is divided into 12 groups. And so I do write some stories that's not going to appeal to everybody. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. Okay. But by the end of the night, everybody will have had a good time, except for those who have seen me naked.
Everybody had a good time. Everybody let their hair down.
Yes.
All right. Yesterday I did a show, the Hank Porter show, and I totally sucked. I mean, first of all, I'm doing a lot of modern country, and a lot of modern country is basically rap with a twang.
I was gonna say it's rap. It's rap music.
It's rap with a twang, and I don't do a twang well, and I don't definitely. I didn't practice enough. Listen, I gotta be honest. I wasn't disciplined enough to practice a lot of the songs full voice at home before going to the gig and all that kind of stuff. So some of the stuff.
You knew someone who was astute in many country songs.
Well, I wouldn't put somebody else on the gig.
I didn't have time.
First of all,
I was in Maryland.
I would not ever put somebody else on this gig. The money is not good enough to have a second person. I wouldn't be doing solo gigs if there was room in the budget for somebody. I do have somebody. Mikey sings country very well, but I had no money to pay him. I wasn't going to pay him. So basically I'm there, and it was a shitty show. People didn't tell me it was a shitty show. People said it was, they enjoyed it and all that stuff, but I knew it was a shitty show. But at the end of the day, it's still better than a real job. So I put the money towards Jimmy James's thing. Now he's still with the GoFundMe. His original goal was 10 grand. He's at 11, almost 12 now. But people stopped giving because he raised the limit to $15,000. I think once you set that 10,000, people see that, and then they go on there and they see, oh, he's got 12,000. I don't need to give. I think that's the issue. So if you're gonna do a GoFundMe, I guess this is my point here. Get your goal straight from the beginning, and then because don't change it in mid-stride. Oh, I got 10 grand, now I need 15 grand. And then people start to think, maybe you're asking too much. I don't know. I don't think he's asking too much, but whatever reason, people stop giving. I don't know how GoFundMe works. I think if you don't reach your initial goal, you don't get anything. I think you basically get nothing if you don't reach your goal. So maybe that's why you set the goal low. I don't know, but he's got a long way to go. Jimmy James, look up that GoFundMe that I've gotten out there. So it's on lots of different. It's on Mind Dog TV and all my social medias. If you want to help this guy. Just don't let them raise the goal again on you. I think. Anyway, so the goal, the gig was shitty. Now I had a conversation with my brother in the morning, and I basically said, I'm stressing out. I was stressing out about yesterday's gig. Got there, set up, did the gig, but at the end of the day, I got through it, and it wasn't like devastating. I bombed a little bit in my own mind. Nobody told me I bombed, but I felt like I bombed. But that's not the end of the world. Now I have 2 more days. I told them if I get to Wednesday, everything in my life will be good because I don't plan on making it to Wednesday. Today I have to go into New York City. I have a hired gun studio musician session where I'm going in to play bass on a piece I have not heard yet. They're going to play it for me when I get to the studio. I have to do that and then go from there to an IT gig for a dentist office who she's getting kicked out or gave up her office. And now she has all this data on servers, medical data. She needs transferred to hard drives. So this is going to be I'm going to get home at like 4:00 in the morning. I have to run right after this show to there and do that. And then tomorrow I have a bunch of corporate gigs and a nursing home gig that are kind of far away. So I'm running around, and I'm the kind of guy who does a show in the morning and takes a nap because he's exhausted. I'm not.
So do you need a crew to follow you around with a camera and a pillow?
All right.
Would be good.
I'm glad that this is happening right now. Okay, so do you see this here? Do you see what this is?
I can see it. Ginseng. Yeah.
Ginseng.
Yeah,
I tell you what.
ginseng.
I take ginseng pills. They're like energy boosters, whatever. They're pretty natural kind of stuff. I'm telling you, dude, ginseng really helps me when I got a lot of stuff to do and I got to be focused or whatever. Ginseng is my stuff. And it just I just happened to like have it sitting here. It's great because like I took one pill. Like when I get up in the morning, I take one. So it was sitting here because I took it before the show. But I'm telling you, dude, it really helps me, and it has a really nice side effect. It'll give you energy in other ways too, sir.
I don't want that energy.
That's my secret. That's my.
I don't want that energy. I am doing this to that energy. I don't want it. I am very comfortable in my old manism of I take naps. I'll be honest with you. I was a lot more comfortable with it when my wife was working, but she's been home for like 4 months, and it's like, you know what? This is my time to be just like old man-ish. This is get out of the house is basically my. So, but today I have to go in and
go join a social club.
Yeah, but part the anxiety of going into a studio session. I haven't done a studio session for other people in probably, I'm thinking 10 years. And to go into a Manhattan session, I have to read charts or write my own chart, listen to the demo one time through and write my own chart out and then play it right. And then so that I'm full of anxiety about that. And then I got to go do this IT job, which I have no idea what to be expecting. I know she has servers. I asked how much data she has on there. She doesn't know. So I'm going to have to go do an analysis, then go out and buy a portable drive for her, load that stuff on there. Don't know how much that's going to take. So I'm just like, everything that could go wrong will go wrong. And then my brother says to me that he's having all his teeth yanked out on Friday. All of them, getting every tooth in his mouth pulled and getting implants.
Damn it! You see what Kanye West has caused people to do now. Everybody's just going.
I don't even
now.
think my brother knows who Kanye West is, but okay.
No, I think he's a devout fan, and I think your brother just got sucked into Kanye West's way of thinking. Just get rid of all right. Teeth and
we'll go with
platinum.
Why is that got something to do with Kanye? I don't even know why you say that's got something to do with Kanye West. I have no idea what you're referencing.
Did he have all his teeth pulled and put gold luminars in or something?
Well, now the truth is nobody really knows if he's had them all pulled out. That was the way it was reported. But I don't know. I'm not his dentist. I'm not his gynecologist. I don't know what they did in his mouth. I have no idea.
So, all right.
I mean, I got my top teeth are fake.
But the reason I even brought that up, and then I was thinking about Jimmy, who's sitting there dying, and I'm like, I am stressing out about going to do a session in New York City and do a little IT job that really isn't like it's not torture. And I'm complaining about that. Like, I have no. Listen to yourself. Do you hear what you're complaining about? You got a friend who's dying. You got your brother who is 72 years old who's going to have all his teeth yanked out in one day, and you're complaining about going to play bass in a New York City studio. Like, so that was my. But I could say that to myself all day long. I'm not buying it. I'm selling it to myself, but I'm not buying it. I can't. It's still not changing my attitude. So I'm still filled with anxiety. I'm still freaking out about what I have to do today, even though
Now,
when I'm on the ride home, it's going to be,
Well,
that wasn't so bad.
were you ever a double bass
let
player, or
me
you've always
ask you
been
this.
strictly electric?
Oh no, I have played stand up bass, but not in a long time, and it's no fun. But
I was about to say, I was going to say, aren't they the coolest?
no,
I miss mine. I really miss my double bass.
If you're playing like slow, walking bass jazz or something like that, but if you have to play like really fast stuff, the fucking action is so fucking hard. No, I'm not. I don't love playing stand up bass.
I used it on my CD on one of my songs. I love it. I love double
but
bass.
was it a fast tune or a slow tune?
It was a fast tune.
All right, get one out and play it. Come on, you got one there.
I don't have a double bass. That's what I said. I missed it. I missed my double bass. I don't have it anymore. I donated it to a good cause, to a student who would use it more frequently than I would.
Wow. All right.
Can I interject here for a minute?
Yeah, please interject.
Wow. Okay, so
this is bass
Matt,
talk.
Let me ask you, this gig that you're gonna have, it's not something that you ordinarily do. So you got it from someone who knows you, correct?
Yeah.
Like somebody who knows you, knows your reputation. They called you up and said, "Hey, I want you to come and play for this thing." Why do you think they did that?
No. To be fair, they had a New York City studio musician who basically said to them, "You're not paying me enough," and he didn't only told them the last minute that the money wasn't enough for him. He wanted triple scale, and they were panicking, and they went through every bass player they could possibly call, everybody was booked, and then I was the last one on a long list.
But hang on a second. You were on the list though, correct?
Yeah, at the bottom.
They probably.
And what do you think that list was comprised of? That list that they made was comprised of people that they felt were capable of doing what they were asking to be done.
I get where you're going here, but I don't think you realize the way this works. It's not an actual list that they wrote on paper.
Yeah.
It was who's the first guy I'm thinking of? Okay, I'm going to go to him. I'm going to go.
Okay.
And now then it got to the point where
if they didn't think that you were capable, they wouldn't have asked you to do it. So the anxiety.
They took a stab in the dark. If they haven't talked to him for a while, it's more like, "Hey, Matt, you still playing bass, man? You are."
That's exactly how it went. That's exactly how.
You know what? I'm going to take my positivity elsewhere. Fucking hell.
It's not that you do. It's not that positivity doesn't have a place. It's reality has a bigger place.
And the reality is, even if it goes bad and I'm like struggling and guys are like mad at me for the session taking longer than it still beats a day.
What did you expect?
Right. Well, it still beats any job. It beats flipping burgers by a long shot. How does it compare to lying on your deathbed, struggling to breathe? Where we came to it, and I was like, if we put it in perspective like that, what the fuck am I worried about, right?
I don't know how long it's been since you played your bass, but I remember I had set my bass down for a while. I set all my musical instruments down for a while because I was like doing comedy, and then it was once I decided I was going to start doing song parodies, I started to do my guitar, and then I decided to use my bass for a video, and I hadn't touched my bass for like 2 years. And at the end of like 15 minutes, I got the twitching, and my fingers are so sore. And in the video, I took like 4 takes. And in the beginning of the video, you can see me smiling and playing. And by the end of the song, it's like I'm grimacing because of how sore. I'm like,
well,
that hurts. Fuck,
this isn't that.
I can understand.
This isn't that.
Oh, okay.
I play bass virtually every day. But the sight reading, the part that has got me full of anxiety is I'm gonna have to listen to a demo of the track and write out my own chart and then sight read that chart. That's the part that's got me like, oh my god, these guys are real pros. They're expecting a guy who can come in there and one time I went in and I was working with Paul Schaefer, and he had never heard, and he was in this exact position. He had never heard the song before. I was playing a demo, and he had the chart. He wrote out a complete piano chart while he was listening to the demo, and I got it in my mind. That's what they're expecting me to do, and it's like, I'm going to be like, can you play that back? What part? The first measure. I'm going to be like taking it one measure at a time.
Yeah, exactly. I believe it. I do not sight read. I was like the only member of my band that could not sight read. My bass player sight read, my keyboard player, they're both classically trained. But what I could do was I had a really good memory. So I would like read, like they would sight read, and I would read like parochial, like I'm sounding out syllables. It's like A minor chord. And so but once I read through it once, I had the whole song stuck in my head, and I could play it a tempo like they could, but I didn't have like their skills.
Right.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I'm listening to you guys talk about how you can read music and stuff, and I can't even read music like that. Like when I learned, the only song I know how to play on the guitar is Smoke on the Water, because that's the first song everybody learns. And when I learned it by tabs. And how I made myself remember is I sang it to myself: 0350365 03530. like
First
so
song I learned to play the guitar with, I think, was
like,
Paranoid.
wow, I'm
wait,
so
there's no
far
6 in there. There's no 6 in there.
Yeah, that's what I said. 035 0365 03530.
I think
it's a quick six.
I think my first one might have been Chicago's. And then after that, I can't remember. It wasn't. But Smoke on the Water was like third or fourth.
Right. Well, you grew up in a different century. It really was a different century. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because at the Long Island Music Hall of Fame, Richie Blackmore is in there. And Richie Blackmore, he lives in Port Jefferson. I might even still live in Port Jefferson, but he's not a Long Islander. And the Long Island Music Hall of Fame is filled with people who are not Long Island. The Billy Joel thing. Billy Joel is synonymous with Long Island. But all those other people that are in it, Louis Armstrong, he lived in Corona, Queens for a while, for a good period of time. Well, he lived in Corona, Queens, but he's from New Orleans. He's not a Long Islander. And to me, they're very liberal with the idea of who belongs in the Long Island Music Hall of Fame.
So if I spend the night at somebody's house in Long Island, I can get in the museum?
No.
Because I can see if he came up in that scene, if that's the scene he like emerged from, that counts in my opinion. If that's where he emerged,
I think Louis Armstrong moved to Corona, Queens sometime in the 50s and 60s, long after he had been well established in the jazz world. That's what I think, but I could be wrong. Okay. But there are so many people in there. Well, I was like,
I get it.
Yeah, and all these people just like kind of move because they came to New York to work, and rents were too high in New York, so they lived on Long Island while they were working in New York. Yeah. But it wasn't like they were part of the Long Island culture. Billy Joel grew up on Long Island, but that part of it too, I'm thinking, man, what must it be like? Because there are other places that probably have people they celebrate from there, but they're not the all be all and end all of it. Almost the entire building at the Long Island Music Hall of Fame is Billy Joel stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, there's got to be more than just Billy Joel to Long Island. But where I was getting to with the Richie Blackmore stuff and all those people who don't belong in there, there's a foreman on there. for nominating people to be inducted into the Long Island Music Hall of Fame, and I'm trying to get the Rockin' 45s acknowledged in there.
Dude, that'd be
They're
great.
one of three criteria. It's either they either have to have had like an enormous success. We don't qualify there. Influence. We might qualify there because we did. We've had a lot of students between.
Traffic accident.
No, between the four original people, we've had lots of students who've gone on to do big things and all that kind of stuff. So influence is a possibility, but just cultural. We made the Long Island, the Nautical Mile, what it is as far as a it's just a place where it's just all music all summer long from April to October. It's just a band fest down there. There was nothing until we got down there, and then when we were down there, it became a major tourist attraction. So on that basis alone, we should be at least get our picture in there, like a little 3x5 picture.
I think you got a good shot. You just got to push it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, enough people have to nominate us.
Put the idea, put the bugs in people's ears. You know.
But if I just kind of push people out there to nominate it, and then all of a sudden, like 15 nominations come in one day, they'll be like, something's up here. Somebody's like manipulating it. It feels like somebody's trying to pull the strings on it. So I don't know the best way to approach it, but it would be a kick.
mean, yeah, but don't you think at some point, and like they wouldn't you think they would respond to that even more though? Because
no, I think they would think Matt Nappo put them up to this on his fucking little podcast radio show, whatever you do. That's the thought I think they would get first. Like somebody put all these people up to this. They just didn't all wake up today and think, "Oh, go to the Long Island Music Hall of Fame and nominate the Rockin' 45s." Somebody's right. Jacking this up, and that somebody would be me.
So, who's our second hour guest?
Leanna Wolf, the sex researcher.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dr. Leanna Wolf. So we're going to talk about orgasms. We're going to talk about polyamory. We're going to talk about anal
birthdays.
sex.
I should get my.
What are we talking about?
Here.
Birthdays. See,
I had my birthday. My birthday was Saturday. Did you guys not?
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Willie.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah, I when you ask, you can get 100 women in a room and ask them what they want for their birthday, and they'll say flowers, dinner, nice romantic evening. You ask 100 guys, they just say anal and blowjobs. So I want to know why there's such a discrepancy between birthday wishes.
Well, good. Can you save these questions up for it?
Yeah, because that's right now. Right now, it's just like
right now,
it's right now. It's just an undeveloped comedy bit that I do. I just throw in when I run out of time the things to talk about. I do the birthday things. And I ask women what they want for their birthdays, and I don't have to ask the men.
I haven't done this since I've been back at comedy, but I used to do this bit about I dated this girl off and on for like 5 years. And the reason we dated so many times back and forth is because she cracked my code. Like I get mad at her over the bullshit that she would do in the relationship, and I would leave. And this girl knew how to get me back every fucking time because she called me up. Her mom was the manager of a local motel in a Ramada or whatever. And so she called me up. She'd be like, "Hey, I'm in town. I got a room at the hotel." And right across the street was the titty bar. And she'd be like, "You should come over." And so I would go over to the hotel. She would suck my dick in the hotel. Then she would take me over to the strip bar. And then she'd get me all worked up over at the strip bar with stuff going on. And then we would go back to the hotel and she would let me do anal. And in the morning, Wabo, we were fucking back together again every fucking time until I figured out what the fuck she was doing. And I was like, "You're cheating."
Really? It took you that long to figure it out?
Yeah,
it took me like 8 times. It took me like 8 different times. Before I was like, wait a minute.
8 different times. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's more on you than on her.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know.
Fool me
You wanna know
once.
why though? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it happened. Because God
Please
did
don't tell
not
us
give
why.
men
Please
enough
don't.
blood in their bodies to run their brains and their penises at the same time.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 8 times.
I'm an idiot. Fool
Yeah,
me
I'm
8
a,
times, I'm an addict. Yeah. Fool me 8 times,
I
I'm
don't
an
know if you guys
addict.
really know this, but I'm
all
kind
right.
of an
You guys know what Annalisa is? Not
Isn't that what
Annalise.
they give
Not
you?
Annalise.
not
Annalise.
Annalise. No,
Oh,
Annalisa.
I definitely know what
Anali.
Annalise is, though.
Let me spell it for you. Analisa, like Annalisa. Annalisa. I don't know. You know what it is?
Yeah, that's what they give you to put you to sleep when you're getting surgery.
Analyze?
Isn't it?
No, that's an
No,
anesthesia.
that's anesthesia.
Annalisa.
No, I think that no anesthesia was the daughter of the Russian Tsar.
All right. So you're basically saying no, you don't know what it is.
No.
Females who never get orgasms during sex. Have you ever
Oh,
met
yeah.
any?
Okay. Yeah.
Now I had
A couple. There was
I'm not
like,
gonna I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to embarrass somebody, but somebody I know who was married, and I don't know how we were alone in this conversation, but she got me alone, and she was somehow was talking about orgasm. And she said if she ever had an orgasm, she would enjoy sex, but she felt like sex was an obligation rather than something she wanted to do because she's never had an orgasm. And I basically got through that conversation. I told a friend about it. He said, "Dude, you were so stupid. She was asking you to give her an orgasm." And that was an opportunity to say,
I
"Well,
mean,
come
that's
on."
pretty hard fishing. Yeah. I mean, but that's
What?
not okay. That can be the case, but that's not always the case. She may have actually just been, trying to get that off of her chest or whatever.
To
But that
me,
does sound like fishing a bit for sure.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I would think if you're trying to like just get that, you'd vent to your girlfriend about that. You'd vent to another woman about that. You wouldn't come to a horny guy.
generally.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
I was
mean, it's
probably
just,
30 at the time. I was still,
oh yeah, that makes it way
I was
different too.
dangerous. It wasn't old man Matt. It was a 30-year-old Matt, and to
Right,
be saying that to, I
sure,
was still a little dangerous at that point. Anyway,
right.
I'm just looking through
Yeah.
all
No,
the
she would
how
probably
tos
definitely
on her
fishing then, I
website.
would say.
Female ejaculation.
Oh, but you're saying, were you like none the wiser to that being fishing?
I
Is that what you're
didn't
saying?
I didn't see it as an invitation until my friend said, you
Oh yeah,
stupid.
you gotta know when those windows are open, bro. That's how you get the real freaky shit to happen. because people will say shit subtly. You got to pick up on those subtleties, or you're never gonna have that fucking menage a trois.
Right. And then once I told him about that, all of a sudden he was gung ho about her. Like he had never cared about her ever before. Like he didn't even notice her. But now he was like on a mission. Like, I'll do it. Sign me up.
Now, Matt, just
Nice.
so you know,
Nice.
there's also times when someone can lay down what appears to be all of the hints in all of the right order, and you really think you understand.
Right. And
They
you're
leave
just
the
wrong
room
as
and
fuck
they come
about
back
it.
in, and you're standing there buck naked. They go like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right.
That's
Oh my
the
God,
other part of it.
Have you guys seen that video? I
What?
don't know which creator it is, but there's a video online that you can find where this guy is telling a story about how he's getting a divorce, right? And the reason that he's getting a divorce is because he woke up and it was his birthday, and neither his wife or his son said happy birthday to him that morning or whatever, and it was his day off, but his boss called him and said, well, hey, do you want to go out to lunch? And he was like, sure. So he goes out to lunch with his boss, and they have a very nice lunch. And she's like, well, do you want to come back to my place? And he's like, yeah, nobody else is paying attention to me today. It's my birthday, so whatever, And so she takes him back to her apartment, and then she says to him, I'm going to go get in something more comfortable. And so she goes into the bedroom, and when she comes back out, she has with him or with her his family and some people from work and stuff, and they're going to do a nice little surprise party. But they come out into the living room and he's buck ass naked because he thought that she was going to go get into, so now he's getting divorced, probably got fired. I don't know,
right.
And, it's probably a fake story, but nonetheless, like you can think that, yeah, and it's not that. That's
some people do better with direct, honest communication. Like, I want to fuck. Yes. It's much better than hints. I want to pose a question from her website. She won't be able to answer all these questions live when she's on. So this is one. Chris, who is age 29, has written to her. She answers the question, but I'm going to say the question first and get your guys' opinion of it. Is it true that a woman might ejaculate when she comes? What causes this? How can I prevent this from happening? Is this question.
Oh, okay.
Anything? Don't have sex with her.
Yeah, no, it definitely is a thing that can happen. Most people call it squirting, but it's not always like this flood or stream or whatever. Like when a woman comes really hard, I mean, generally
but that
you're going to notice
how do you stop it? He wants to know how do you stop it.
Well, no, let him finish his explanation.
Some women
here.
stifle themselves.
Well, first of all,
some women will stifle themselves, like especially because the sensation that a lot of women get when they're about to have an orgasm is very much like the same sensations they're going to have for urinating, and they're afraid of peeing themselves, so they don't let themselves go to do that. And I would say that some women that have never orgasmed, that's probably why. Is because instead of letting go in that moment, they hold on. But I mean, if you're skilled at what you do, you can often push a woman past that point, even if she's not wanting to let go. You can, especially if you there's a way to simultaneously stimulate the clit in 3 different directions. And if you do that, it'd be very difficult for a woman not to have an orgasm if you're
inherent in Chris's question is that it's never happened to him because he said, first of all, is it true? So that suggests that he's never seen it happen. The other part of that is he doesn't want it to happen. Now, if I agree with it, I don't like it when it happens, but you can't know that you don't like it until you've experienced it. You can't just. Maybe it's just in your mind you've built it up that I don't want that to happen. But how can I stop this?
Can I give a spitball as to how this question from Chris came to be? I'll bet you anything that Chris is with a squirter who has told him, I can't help it. You know what I mean? I would say that he's probably with a woman that squirts every time that she comes. And he's mad about it.
I would say no.
So
I would say no to that.
But I can't help it.
No, I would say you're wrong because the first part of his question suggests that it's never happened. He's saying, is it true that can happen? So if he's with it, if you're right, that would mean he hasn't had sex with her yet. She has just said that she's a squirter and they haven't.
Not necessarily because. Right, but what I'm saying is that he may be suspicious that she's not squirting, that she's just pissing on him like a bitch, and you know what I'm saying?
You have to
he's doubting that she's really a squirter.
I'm going to squirt through the mouth.
But I mean, there's some chicks out there that are like that though too. You know what I mean? Like it takes all sorts for the world to go around.
Would you like to hear her answer?
Yes, I would love to hear the answer.
Okay. I wasn't sure you guys really wanted to hear the answer, so I was waiting for an affirmation that you wanted to hear the answer. She says, Chris, female ejaculation can occur when a woman's G-spot is stimulated. The G-spot or Grafenberg spot is a small wrinkly zone at the roof of the woman's vagina. Many women find stimulation of this area by a finger, a sex toy, or a wand, or a vibrator, or a penis. to be very erotic. Some women may ejaculate without direct stimulation of their G-spots. Simply getting turned on causes them to ejaculate. There are women who ejaculate without experiencing an orgasm, while others may orgasm without ejaculating. That seems very complicated. And certainly some will both ejaculate and orgasm at the same time. While the fluid that is emitted comes from the bladder, piss is chemically different from urine. Oh, it's not piss. A woman may experience a very cleaned out sensation after ejaculating. Yeah. And the tension inside of it can feel completely released. I'd imagine you'd like to prevent this because you like your bedding to stay dry, among other things. Rather than discouraging your partner from ejaculating, place a thick towel under her and purchase some large disposable diapers.
Yeah, let your woman come, you fucking asshole.
Well, it's not the same as coming.
Is anybody else curious as to why penis is like number 9 on that list of things to use to say to a woman?
That's why I read it like that.
You gotta have the right angle.
You can use a vibrator, a dildo, a cucumber. You can go to the right fingers. You can go to the sporting goods store. Sporting goods store, get a baseball bat, lacrosse stick, and then number 9 on the list on the hit parade, the penis.
That ugly little penile.
And I'm thinking the only reason why the penis is that high is because she hadn't been. I'm thinking the only reason why the penis is that high on the list is because she hadn't been to Lowe's. If she had just gone to Lowe's, she probably would have found like 12 other items that would have. So.
Yeah, the questions and answers on this site are really worth
I cannot wait for this guest to show up.
Me either. She's got 3.5 minutes to get here, or I feel like we're getting double stiff today. But
now,
she just
survey didn't work.
last night.
The survey is broken. It's unless it worked for you. Then she has a survey about what is sexual assault, and if you click on it, it says Survey Monkey can't find it. Wants to know if I want to start my own survey, and I don't.
Maybe it's outdated. Survey Monkey only lasts for a time period. She probably put it on the site a while back. I'm looking. Where is that? I'm looking for it.
Okay, let's see here.
Research? No, I don't know. I don't see it.
Right. Give me a second because
by the way, I did send you that February promo thing that I was talking about. I wanted
February
you to see
promo thing.
I put for my February shows, because I also put that you can listen. You can find me on Coffee with the Doug and the Lord and His Lady. I put it all on there, but it's a great picture too. You're gonna love it. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Are you on her? I'm on her website. I'm on her website and her homepage. And on her homepage, next to her picture, there's 2 little links. One says "Wise Women Consultations on Sex Relationships and Purpose," and beneath that is another link that says "What is sexual assault? Take my 5-minute survey." That one has expired.
I'm not seeing that on her website. That's really. I'm on Wise Woman Relationship Consulting homepage, and I see her picture. I see Wise Woman Consulting. I see the title. I'm not seeing any link to any kind of survey. Nothing.
Oh wow.
Survey says. One will see February shows. February 3rd, Funniest Person of the Year, Icon Lounge, 8 p.m., Sioux Falls, South Dakota. February 10th, Comedy Slam. It's a little difficult for me to read. Benefiting the banquet of Sioux Falls. Windy City Bites, 8 p.m., Sioux Falls, South Dakota. February 17th, Whiskey Dicks, 8 p.m., Sioux Falls.
That's Sioux City.
Oh, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Iowa. Oh, yeah. How far are they apart? How far are they apart?
About an hour away.
Wow.
About an hour.
I would think that there'd be some battle there over who owns the Sioux. I'm suing you over Sioux because we own Sioux.
The Native Americans probably feel like they have the most. It's for the tribes that were in this area.
Yeah, that's a good point. While we're on that, the Native Americans.
Did you like the picture? You said nothing about the picture.
I've seen that picture before.
Are you a Starsky and Hutch fan? Because I'm doing the dragon that Will Ferrell did when they went to go see Will Ferrell in prison. And
I
he's
know
like, I'm
nothing
gonna do two
about it.
dragons. You know that? Yeah. Oh my, are you kidding me right now? Oh man, come on. Yeah, that I think Starsky and Hutch is the moment I really, really fell in love with Will Ferrell. Like I liked it before, but when I saw him be an inmate that was just ridiculous the way he was, it was over for me. I was in love forever.
Now she's late. She's late. I'm gonna email her. It's what's these people? She just booked this last night. It's got to be a time zone thing. Um, so give me a
Where
second
is
while.
she?
Uh, ba, 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 ba.
Mexico, India, Africa, Papua New Guinea.
Up, I think she's
Oh,
here. I
I
just
heard a
heard a
pop.
pop.
I
Did
heard
you
a
hear the
pop.
pop?
She's here.
Oh,
That was my
looks like
cherry.
looks like she's connecting. Device is not connected. So she's back there, but can't see or hear or
trying.
maybe
She's
maybe
trying.
yeah, she's trying. So I don't have to write to her. But while you're talking about Native Americans and having the right to sue, yeah. So David Dole, who's a guy based in Toronto, a political pundit, is talking about what's going on over in Israel and Palestine and all that stuff, and calling it genocide. And my response to that is, anytime there's a war, the goal is genocide, whether it's stated or not. If you're at war with somebody, the idea is to wipe them out.
Right.
And so you throw that word around. Basically, what it means is your side is losing badly. When you say, yes, in any war, and war is the problem. It's not the idea of genocide. I mean, the idea in war is complete wiping out of the other side. It's a say, get lost. We own this. We own the world. But every time they throw that word around, it feels like, are you kidding me? Do you understand that war itself is a problem? Every war, in my view, and this is just my view of it, is war crime. Every war is war crime. You're basically trying to make civility out of open, free range murder, and they're trying to make it like we can have rules and there's we can make this acceptable. We can make mass murder acceptable if we play by rules.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah,
Right.
and but there's no civilized way to wage war. I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. There's no civilized way to massacre people.
Right.
Fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just bizarre how
I don't know. I think there is a way because according to Roberta Flack, you can kill them softly with her song. So
if you're doing it on a mass level, it's still
all right.
brutal.
You know what? I think what they need to do is they just need to put some Taylor Swift on repeat, and they'll just fucking leave the battlefield. They'll be like, I can't fucking handle this. I'm not listening to this fucking song one more time.
I'm getting concerned. Will, this is your like third or fourth unprompted, unrelated reference to Taylor Swift.
No, I
or
brought
T
up the
Swiftie.
first. I brought up the
No,
first
no, I'm just
one.
I'm just saying he's doing a lot of this. I'm concerned.
Oh.
My concern for you, Matt. I can understand. Maybe you're trying to keep up abreast of the trends because you're old. Yeah, you're old, and you want people to think you're hip, and so you throw out T Swift or Swifty, like it's a real thing to you, but it really doesn't matter. But Will sounds like he's got something there, like he's invested in
Well,
it.
I found out recently that Taylor Swift is a squirter because her husband or her boyfriend was talking
and
about
that concerns
it
you
on
how?
the podcast.
Like you're ever
with his
going to
brother.
get to taste that?
All right, one at a time. You guys can't talk
Oh
over
my
each
god,
other.
I would, bro. That would be amazing. Are you kidding me? You
let
can sell that. You can market that for days.
You guys try to have a civilized conversation one at a time while I write to Dr. Wolf and tell her that she needs to connect her devices, a camera or microphone or any of that. So talk amongst yourself about Taylor Swift squirting, and I'll take care of business here.
I don't want to talk about Taylor Swift squirting because we talk about something else. How about Travis? This is what really amazes me. They put in the story that Travis Kelsey's last name is technically not pronounced Kelsey. It's actually pronounced Kells. Now, how can you have two brothers in the NFL who both played college ball who say their name is Kells, but with all of their agents, all of the press, and the way the NFL researches the way people say their names, how can you have their names being mispronounced for all of this time if their name really is Kells?
Okay. Well, because unlike Brendan Fraser, they're not pretentious fucks. So, like, if it got mispronounced early on, and that's like the knee jerk of how reporters and stuff like that probably pronounced it. So they were probably just like, whatever, it doesn't really matter that much, and they just rolled with it. As to not make reporters feel bad over and over again when they interviewed them. Like after getting, you know what I'm saying?
What I'm
like,
saying,
you just don't correct.
Here's the deal. No, but they don't really have to. Their publicists can. They can go to the NFL and go like, "Excuse us, guys. Your announcers are saying our names all wrong. It's Kells." And then they just change it. They could correct it. They could have corrected it back in college, back when they were no college names. They could have corrected it their
maybe
rookie
even high school.
year,
Who knows? Like,
their sophomore year.
I'd be interested to know how they were referred to in high school too. Because sometimes whole families do it. I've seen whole families like who have a, you know, and I can't think of an example right now, but they have a last name that's pronounced this way by like pretty much everybody. And then like very discreetly after you've known them for like 7 fucking years, they'll be like, actually it's
Matt
really
has
this.
10 fingers.
You know?
Matt is waving us off.
We need Dr. Wolf can hear, but she can't. She's having trouble connecting. At the bottom of your screen, I'm saying this for Dr. Wolf. There's a little icon that says settings. It looks like a little tool thing. In that settings, you will see audio and video and a chance to actually connect your camera or microphone, both actually. That's what needs to happen so we can get you on the show. Actually, there's a stop cam and mute thing. Maybe those are muted. I don't know. But down on the bottom, you'll see mute, stop cam, settings, all that kind of stuff, and be able to connect your devices. Hopefully, we would love to have you on the program this morning. Really looking forward to the conversation, but we can't have the conversation until that happens. Anyway, all right. Now, the deep state angle, with people are paranoid. They really think that this whole thing is a operative by the deep state against Trump. There's Taylor Swift and her boyfriend stuff. Now, this is, you know, next level paranoia. Richard Nixon wasn't that kind of paranoid.
That's super bad.
Yeah, and so I think if you're really
but he didn't have the internet. Richard Nixon didn't have the internet. If he had the internet, he might have been this bad.
If you are there, I really think you need to see a psychiatrist really quickly, because if you're at the point where you think everything is a deep state operation, there's no real hope for you to take care of this by yourself. You really need professional help. And you know what? It's exhausting to see all the conspiracy theories they can come up with.
Yes.
This morning, Dick Morris. Remember what I told you about Dick Morris last week? Dick Morris with the fat guy coming out of his
brother
closet.
Of Philip Morris.
Yeah, coming out of the closet in his underwear. Yeah. He's got this conspiracy theory that Democrats are going to get rid of Joe Biden. Get rid of him. You know what I mean? Joe Biden. They're going to off Joe Biden and put Michelle Obama on the ticket. This is the latest conspiracy theory. It's like one after another. They just keep putting out conspiracy theories, and if that one doesn't materialize, they go to another one. Alex Jones spends all day and all night coming up with new conspiracy theories. It's exhausting and I even said to him, I said, you know what you lack for in intelligence, you totally make up for in energy, because I don't know how you have the energy just to kind of look for
That is a solid takeaway for real. Like, how do you have
Where
the
do you-
energy to do all this fucking craziness? Yeah,
24/7, like just looking for things to imagine a conspiracy over. It's bizarre. So yeah, I'm at a loss where we're going to go here with Dr. Wolf. I don't think she's going to be able to connect for some reason. Let's play a commercial in the meantime. Take a short break, and you know what's a good commercial to play? I'm going to stick with the with what we're trying to push the most here and try to drum up some business. Here's my friend, Mr. Geronimo. He's my good friend now, Mr. Geronimo. He's wearing the, but yeah, yeehaw, I believe is what he says.
Hey there, I'm Mr. Geronimo, product manager for Tracy's Dog. What is Tracy's Dog? Well, for $50, we send you a high quality sex toy right to your door. Yeah, $50. Are our toys any good? No. They're f***ing amazing. Yeehaw! Each toy is made with body-safe silicone. We are constantly evolving and innovating our product line. They are built for one thing, to shake your world with orgasms you ain't never seen before. Do you like spending $100 for your sex toy? 80 of it goes to retail. What about bumping into your family while at the sex toy shop? Good taste. Get the pleasure you deserve without broadcasting your secrets. And think of all the money we're going to be saving you.
Now, GD is wrong there because when he pulls, he's still talking when he pulls the gun out, and his voice doesn't change one bit. So I don't think the gun affects his voice or his accent at all. I mean, he's still him after he pulls the gun out. He's still Mr. Geronimo. So, but the good taste.
Stand corrected.
Yeah,
but that's still an ugly hat.
You sit corrected.
No, I'm standing.
You midget.
No, wait, let me see. Excuse me, we like to be called African American.
Funny. Funny. The good taste thing. Where does taste enter? The guy who says good taste, like, is taste a thing in sex toy? It's not like I don't know, good taste.
Maybe they're flavored. Kind of like
it's a very weird thing to say. Good taste. You have good taste in sex toys. My kink is.
I mean, I think there's good and bad taste in sex toys for sure.
Like highbrow kink versus lowbrow kink. Is that this is where I'm trying? Like, it's not like a museum where you're looking at art.
Like, okay. Okay, let's say a dick sucking thing or whatever. Okay, now do you have a dick sucking thing like you can get on Tracy's Dog, like this amazing fucking thing that we're afraid to push the red button on? Or did you go to Walmart and get the $17 fucking dick sucking thing that you gotta like basically motion yourself and blah blah? That's not that sucks. That sucks.
I don't know if that's taste or if that's taste or budget. I think taste
Walmart
is you can afford.
Did you not know?
I think taste.
I'm looking it up right now, dude. They better have it, or you are going to pay the price.
I swear on everything, you can totally get sex toys at Walmart now.
I think taste and budget are two different things. I think taste is like if you're in the store and the lady goes, "Excuse me, I would like something in a hydra, something with 6 or 7 heads," and then the other person goes, "I don't, but it says I don't think 6 or 7 heads are necessary." That's totally distasteful.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Willie's right. Willie's right. They got vibrators. They have thrusting dildo. Oh, this is on Walmart, man.
Bro, they got a lot. They got a disturbing amount of shit. And let me tell you something.
Now, did you have to be 18 or older to get into this page?
If you want,
wait, one at a time.
I'll go into a Walmart and take a video and show you how easily, like a kid, could just come upon these things.
Willie, you got to try to listen. GD was asking you questions. You were just shouting over him. GD, what was the question?
Well, I understand. Willie was been gone for several days. He's trying to get caught up on all the words he missed. on the air. But I'm so he's just making up for lost time. I was just asking, is there a way? I mean, do you have this page? Did you just go to it, or do you have to prove that you're 18 by showing them your
I
Amex
didn't.
card
I
or
just
something?
pulled it up Walmart.com and put in sex toy.
And that's
Jaffin
what I'm
nipple
telling you, bro.
toy.
Like even in the story, like there's like listen, they're more guarded about the fucking makeup aisle than they are about where the fucking sex toys are. Okay,
This is true. Jaffin nipple toy. This thing looks kind of interesting. I don't know. A nipple toy vibrator. You know? I I don't know. Well, people are into weird
yeah,
things.
no, they
But
got dude. I was very shocked at the variety of things they had. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I
Queen.
Well, I don't shop at
like and see bananas stuff, bro. It's crazy what you find at Walmart.
This is Queen V, the VIP, and the Wing Woman slip-on adult sex toy. Let's look at the details here on what this is. Queen V.
I'm glad this is on your search engine and not mine.
Yeah. The VIP and the Wing Woman slip-on adult sex toy for women, 2-in-1 multi-speed vibrator and flutter tip slip-on. Like slip-on, what do you mean? Slip-on. I don't get that part of it. USB
If
rechargeable.
it's on the floor and you step on it, you're going to slip on it. That's so.
That's-
I'm telling you, not to leave it laying around the floor.
And you know, so you don't have to hold it. Like you can slip that onto a, you know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's it? Is it going to show us? What's it? Oh, that's to charge it.
So you can plug it into your computer and control it from your office?
Remotely.
Yeah, you could be talking to someone and says, okay, today on Zoom, on our Zoom call,
All
we're
right.
going to be remotely.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm surprised that conservative groups are not up in arms about Walmart putting that right out there for without any age restriction on it at all. I mean, we are so hung up on, you know, banning books and not letting kids read books like I don't know, To Kill a Mockingbird is banned, but we are fine with kids finding out about, you know, slip-on vibrators or whatever.
I mean, bro, the way that I found out that Walmart was selling these things is I stumbled upon a display and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I was like, what is all this? And it's literally right next to the medicine aisle. You know what I mean?
So wait, you were in a physical Walmart, not online.
And
you were in a physical Walmart, not online. You actually
in a physical Walmart. You can just walk right up to the display.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, remember when Walmart stopped carrying certain guns and the conservatives had a
if you want, I can take a video of how easy it is to just walk in right to like.
Yeah,
I am curious if you purchase something like at the self checkout, if it would have like a you have to be over 18 or whatever to purchase this thing. That's a good thing to try and find out because that I don't know either. Because like if a kid could just go in there and buy a sex toy and go to the self checkout and not even talk to a fucking person or have anybody.
Well, you can do it online. You can do it online without an age check. There's no age check on that, so you could order it online. There's no. I didn't
checkout though. If you go to checkout,
I think the rule should be if a kid is going to get in trouble. If he takes it to school, he cannot buy it in the store or online. That's it. That way,
I mean, that's fair.
I could see some kids. I see some kid buying like 5 or 6 of those, taking them to school, and the teacher being like, "Fuck, I'm going to confiscate these and hold them to the end of the year. You can have them back in June."
So, people thought that was the problem with the fucking fart machine.
There are lots of things a kid can't take to school that a kid should be allowed to buy. A fishing pole. I mean,
no. Then why can't he take out? Can he not take them to school? Because how else are they going to get free lunch if they don't go out back and catch it?
But the point is that your power tools, all those kind of stuff, you can't just take those to school if you're a kid. But I know it's common sense stuff. You can't take a dildo to school. Maybe you can. I don't know. They didn't when I was in school. I don't
When I
think.
was in school, no, the dildos were actually just you couldn't take them to school when I was a kid. But
Sadly,
we were about the same age. We were about
Dr.
the
Wolf
same
can't
age.
connect, so it doesn't look like she's going to be on the program today. I will promote her website. I'll put it in. It's
That's
in this. Yeah, it's fucking frustrating as hell because I think she would have made a great guest. Where's the banners? Like, God dang it!
I had so many questions for her, but
I know.
mainly it deals with
Well,
uh
maybe we go over
stuff.
the questions anyway. Ask Dr. Liana. Let's see. Let's go in the how tos. What do we got? What is the right way to kiss? My girlfriend says I don't do it right. Alberto, 18. Well, get a new girlfriend. That's the right way to kiss.
I think it also could see that could also be a power thing. Like he's not kissing ass correctly. It's like how do you kiss ass correctly and get what
Well, before Willie wait, Willie, before you chime in here, I read an article in Psychology Today about kissing, and that kissing is a natural way of picking somebody you're compatible with. And that's why I said, well, get a new girlfriend. So there's no right and wrong way. You have to find somebody who likes the way that you do it. And that's what kissing is a test of. Are we going to be more compatible in the sack? Let's test it out with just some lip work here. So what now you were going to comment? You got something? Willie?
So what was the magazine that you were talking about, Matt?
What?
Psychology. The magazine you referenced was Psychology Today.
Psychology Today, yeah.
Okay, now because I'd read an article in Popular Mechanics.
Popular Mechanics has a lot of that stuff. They do.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, they're all over the place now. Popular Mechanics. You can talk about space. You talk about physics. All that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had sex talk on Popular.
In Popular Mechanics, they were talking about kissing, but they were referring to it in the workplace. And so, and about kissing ass and things of that nature, and the proper way to do it that way. So,
would you like to hear Dr. Wolf's response to Alberto? Alberto,
sure.
I knew you were going to say sure this time, so I just was jumping into it. Kissing can be very intimate and very personal. Ultimately, there is no one right way to kiss. Traditionally, Eskimos kiss by rubbing their noses together. I thought that was like an old Eskimo's tale. And Tobriand Islanders, I don't even know where Tobriand Island is, would express intense intimacy by biting off the tips of each other's eyelashes. That fucking weird kink. They considered the insertion of a tongue in a lover's mouth to be disgusting.
Now,
biting off eyelashes.
Does that have like a scientific term? Weird. Because one of the questions I had for is, do you think that giving things like that terms hurt or help? Biting off an eyelash, is that called like dente eyelashia, or something? You know what I'm saying?
It's called lashing out.
Lashing out. Oh my.
Make a note of that. Still lashing out for Matt. Make a note of that.
Lily, Lily, who is 24, asks. Oh, go ahead. You got an answer. Go, Willie.
Okay, yeah. The thing that I want to say about kissing, and I agree with you, Matt, about the compatibility thing or whatever, because there's a lot of different ways to kiss. I've been told many, many different times that I'm a very good kisser, but the thing that has always made me a good kisser is because, like, the first woman that I ever really got with, like, she taught me that every woman is different. So listen to what the woman tells you through her body, through her emotions, whatever. So, like, the way that I kiss is like, I don't kiss timidly. Like, I come into the kiss, but I let you dictate what is going to happen during that kiss. Do you want to peck me a few times? Okay, then we'll peck back and forth. You know what I mean? Or like, do you want to open up and give me a little, and then like, if you let it evolve, bro, listen, the slow evolution kiss is that'll blow a woman's hair back every fucking time.
I just want to point out here
a way that allows her to kiss you the way she
All right, you
wants
made your
to
point.
kiss.
You made your point.
Yeah, I have a
Engage in that
standard
and
release
encourage
form.
whatever that behavior is.
You
She's
made
gonna
your
love the way
point.
you kiss.
You made
Yeah.
your point like 4 times.
I have a standard release form that I make every woman sign. Plain and simple. It works.
All right.
It got
I
it
just
in
want to
writing.
point out that Willie mixed the words kiss and butt in that answer about 15 times. Kiss, butt, and he didn't realize he was saying kiss butt. He's a butt kisser. Is basically what it comes down
Which
to.
goes back to the Popular Mechanics article.
I'm an ass licker.
Now, Lily, who is 24, asks. Lily, who is 24, asks, "Can I have orgasms through masturbation, foreplay, and oral sex, but never while being penetrated? Is this normal?" And the response to Lily is, "Your experience is not unusual. The sensations that males access through penetration are often far more erotic than what females feel. A parallel condition for males might be females expecting them to experience high levels of sexual excitement leading to orgasm from only stroking their balls and completely ignoring the heads of their penises." Nonetheless, let me finish the answer before you comment.
Okay, sure.
Nonetheless, there are people, both male and female, who reach orgasm without any direct stimulation. E.g., example, in their sleep. Wow. While walking down the street or daydreaming. Wow, that would be. While the activities you mentioned presume direct clitoral stimulation, tribal women in sub-Saharan Africa who have been clitoral, whatever that word is.
Clitorectomy?
Yeah, cut off. Clitorectomized are not necessarily anorgasmic. Wow, these are heavy words for me. Our bodies do have erogenous zones. The backs of our knees, our earlobes, our necks, and our nipples can all be engaged in such a way that orgasm can be produced. There's a lot to swallow in that answer.
You can if you want to. That's some people spit
I'm
it
gonna
out.
make it come by touching the back of her knee now. That's a new goal.
While walking down the street or daydreaming. Listen, maybe when I was young that was possible.
Yeah, especially if you have a clit piercing. I had a cousin that had that problem.
I got rock hard from daydreaming and thoughts when I was young, but I can't imagine ever actually coming because of just without any kind of touching at all.
Well, okay, but but how often did you really like feed it? You know what I mean? Like, because like if you that happened off of like like the random thoughts that you didn't necessarily catch, and you probably tried to redirect your thinking when you did realize that was happening. But if you sat there and concentrated on those thoughts and feelings, what could happen? You know, and which is why, by the way, that's how wet dreams end up happening, is because your subconscious allows it to happen, and there you go. Because you're not getting rid of it physically.
There was a time when I was on the road by myself where I would wake up every morning coming in the morning like from a wet dream. And it was weird because I was already probably almost 20 years old at that time, and it only happened for about a week. But it was a very weird time. That's dreaming, real dreaming, but daydreaming, I can't, like walking down the street is what she says. I can't imagine walking down the street because you got to pay attention to things happen. You can't just be lost in.
That's a different part of your brain does that. Different part of your brain pays attention to traffic and stuff, kind of halfway while you're doing it. It's
right.
It's an art.
Yeah,
it's an art. You just it's not for everybody.
I would say that.
Don't try it at home. Don't try this at home.
Right.
It is an art.
The next question is about a girl who's asking why is it always painful with a boyfriend?
Listen, like any kind of sexual thing in public, take the different. Like not everybody can even do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why by the middle of the show, Willie is like a week behind us.
Yeah, it just
almost every day. I want to know what it's like. Is this? I'm curious. Is it something in
I don't get it either. Like we start off good and then it I don't understand it. It definitely gets worse as time goes on. I don't understand how that happens. It makes no sense to me.
I mean, to me, it would be like it's almost like if Matt, if you and I, if our baud rate is like, I'm just going to make up some numbers, pi, per second, and his baud rate is like
don't ever say
3.
baud rate on this show.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, well, what do you want just say instead of baud rate?
I don't know. Anal orgasm. If our anal orgasm,
if our anal orgasm is at pi and his is at 3, it starts out being close, but as a while, pi and 3 are not the same, and so he's going to be behind us by 0.1416.
Yeah.
After a while.
Listen,
which is going to grow.
Anal orgasm, I probably am behind you. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, right. Now, on that, because she's still trying to connect, and by the time she gets connected, we're going to have to go because I can't go long today. Can't go long. I have to get into the city. So we have to end.
That was a problem with Detroit also last night. After the first half, they couldn't go long.
They couldn't go long.
That's why they lost.
Kidding. No,
I'm trying to segue. Now you're blowing my segue here because we were talking about behind you and all this stuff, and the segue was the anal sex question. So I want to keep things clean here when we get to the anal part.
Okay.
This comes from Barry, who's 26. Barry, barium enema or something. Is receiving anal sex. No. I'm going to tell him you said that. See if you get on the air again. Is receiving anal sex okay? What's positive and negative? I'm thinking I want to try it, but I'd like some information first. Now, this is Barry. So Barry's looking to take it in the ass, and he's asking Dr. Wolf.
Is he looking to take it or give it?
He's saying receiving. Is receiving anal sex okay? So Barry's he's asking for permission.
Right. He's looking to catch.
Is he asking because is he saying he's not gay and he's just curious, or he's saying I'm gay and I've never done this before?
Right. Well, yes. Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, if a guy had sex with his wife having a strap on, now he only ever does it with his wife, but his wife for sure puts a strap on and fucks her husband. I don't see how that guy's gay, even though a lot of people would say that he's engaging in homosexual activity. I don't fucking know how, because he only does it with a woman. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
but that's
like
who you do
anal
with.
penetration doesn't equate gay. It doesn't.
But it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
But it doesn't mean
what
just because
you like sexually does not determine what your sexuality is.
All right, hold on 1 second. Speaking of taking it in the ass and gayness and all that stuff, we have to say goodbye to governors. And this February 1st, which I believe is Thursday. Is that Thursday or Friday? February 1st. It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday.
Pete Davidson will be taking the stage and speaking. And so that's a perfect segue right there. Pete Davidson at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. This Thursday, February 1st, working at new material, as he says, on a special event. So
material that what it is he watched us. He's going to watch us today, tomorrow,